Hey guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite chicken enchilada recipes. I've made this so many ways over the years. I've made it on the stovetop, I've made it in the crock pot, but today we're going super quick and easy. We're going to do it in the Instant Pot. And also I'm going to be doing a little meal prep on the side, so I'm going to share that with you as well. So let's get in the house and let's get cooking. Okay, so let's get started on this recipe. This is one of my favorite recipes. It's so easy. It's chicken enchiladas, and I cook the chicken in the Instant Pot. Today I have about 2.5 pounds of chicken tenders. They're frozen. I just took them out and threw them in the bowl. And because they're frozen and it is about 2.5 pounds, I'm gonna pressure cook them for about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna show you how we put this together, get it into the Instant Pot, and then we're gonna talk about some meal prep because I'm gonna be meal prepping something for another day while this is going under pressure. So let's get started on this. The first thing I'm gonna do is take the chicken, and I don't have anything in there. I don't have the rack. So I'm just gonna put the frozen tenders in there. And you can use whatever type of sauce you want. I like to use the green salsa verde. This is a 16-ounce container, so this is 2 cups of liquid. I am gonna add a little bit more. You could use red sauce, you could use whatever you prefer. I just like my chicken enchiladas with a green sauce. So we're gonna add 1 whole jar of that. Okay, and I'm just gonna add a little bit water, maybe up to here, just for a little bit extra liquid. Okay. Let's see. And then I'm gonna see how it looks in the pot, if I think I need any more liquid. It's gonna have a lot of flavor, so we don't need a ton. Yeah, that should be plenty of liquid. Okay, and the last thing I'm gonna add, which is totally optional, but I like it spicy, so is just some diced jalapeno peppers. So I'm gonna do about 2 big tablespoons. And you could even use whole fresh jalapenos, and I've done that where I've sliced them. And when this is done and it comes under pressure and you're shredding it, it's so soft, they just all kind of shred into the sauce, so you don't have like big chunks of peppers. So now we're gonna get the lid on. I'm gonna show you, my Instant Pot doesn't have the button where you switch it from sealing to venting. This one, automatically when you close it, it is in the sealing position. If you wanted to slow cook in here, you would push this down. So on mine, it's already set to pressure. So when it is time to release it, that is when I will push it down. So that was the first time I've ever seen an Instant Pot like this. I think it's called the Duo Nova. My last one had the sealing and venting little button that most people are used to. So I'm gonna hit pressure cook, and I'm gonna take this down to 10 minutes. Okay, and then we are gonna wait for that to come to pressure, which I'm gonna guess is gonna take anywhere between 8 and 15 minutes. We'll see. So in the meantime, we are going to get started on some meal prep. So we'll check that out in just a second. Okay, so here I'm just meal prepping something super simple that, you know, most people make, you know, at least once a week or maybe a couple times a month. And that's just plain ground beef tacos. So what I've been wanting to do and what I have been doing this past year, I've been meal prepping more things. Usually I would just do like a big pot of chili and freeze that in portions, or I would do spaghetti sauce and freeze that, or maybe a pot of soup. But in the last year I've been trying different things, and one of the things that I've found makes life a lot easier is to meal prep tacos. I mean, it's a really simple thing to make, even if, you know, you're coming home from work and you're busy. But if you already have it prepped in the freezer and seasoned, you can take it out in the morning, throw it in the fridge, it'll be thawed, and then you can heat it up in the pan even quicker and have your dinner ready. So in here I have 2 pounds of ground meat, so this is going to make 2 meals. So, you know, when it's done and it's cool, I'm gonna put it in either freezer bags or container in 1 pound portions. That way the next time, you know, we want tacos, because tonight we're doing the enchiladas, so I figured why not, you know, meal prep tacos, and then maybe next week that'll be, you know, that'll be something we can have. So I'm doing the 2 pounds of ground meat. I just have a little bit of oil in here, and I have it on medium. Turn it up a little bit more. So we're gonna get that going. And I was thinking about doing more videos like this. Let me know what you guys think. Where I show you a meal and then give you maybe a meal prep idea, where you can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone if it's a day that you're not too busy. So for this, we're just gonna let that brown up a little bit more. And then you can use whatever taco seasoning you like. My favorite is the McCormick hot taco seasoning. I wish I could find this in one of those big containers, and I can't. I know they have a brand at Costco that I don't really care for, and I have seen the McCormick regular in a big one, but never the hot, but that's okay. So we're gonna get that mixed up, and when that is nice and brown, I am going to drain it, add the taco seasoning in the water, and let it simmer for about 10-15 minutes. And then all it has to do is cool, and I can put it in my storage containers, put a date on it, and throw it in the freezer, and life will be much easier when I want to make tacos the next time. So I'm going to get this browned up because I don't think you want to watch that for 10 more minutes. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, it's been a few minutes. This is done. I have drained all the extra grease. I have it on super low. Now I'm just going to add my taco seasoning. Oh. Okay. And my water. And then we're going to give this a good stir. And then I'm gonna cover it. Oh, I think the pot just came to pressure. Let's see. Almost. You might hear it back there. So that did take a little while, but that was a lot of food and kind of a lot of liquid. It was more than 2 cups of liquid that I put in there. So yeah, we're just gonna get this combined. I'm gonna cover it, let it simmer, and then when I come back, I'm gonna show you how the chicken looks in the Instant Pot. Okay, this has been done for about 4 minutes. It's been doing a natural release. The pin hasn't dropped, so I'm going to release the pressure. And I have one of those, you probably can't hear me, steam diverter things, and I can't find it because I don't have an island. So this is really bad for your cabinets. So I have to order another one on Amazon as soon as possible. So we're gonna let the steam keep going and wait for that pin to drop. Then we'll take the top off. I am gonna check the temperature just to make sure. I'm pretty positive that almost a 5-minute natural release and the 10 minutes of cooking time under pressure is good enough, but we just want to make sure because it's chicken. So let's wait for that pin to drop. Pin dropped, so that means it's safe to open. I always put something on my hand anyway. Steam burns are bad, so better safe than sorry. And open it away from you. Oh, that looks so good. It smells amazing. And so now I'm just gonna test this because it was frozen. Okay. Yeah, these are all at about 200. Let me check one more. They're nice and tender, just the way you want it, because we're gonna be shredding that. So now I'm just gonna let this cool for a few minutes before I put it in my bowl, and then we're gonna shred it. And I want it to be a little more cool before I start filling the tortillas anyway. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay guys, I'm back. The chicken is shredded. I'm gonna show you, I did this, when I put it in the bowl, there was way too much liquid. So I know I've made this with tenders before. I either used less liquid or I used more chicken, because most of the time I make it with like larger chicken breasts. So I dumped out some of the liquid. I saved it just in case we don't use all of this today. I'll freeze it and I'll add some more of the liquid in there. But it's fine, so it's all shredded up. So we're just gonna get started. I'm gonna say 8 or 9 of like the regular soft taco size shells. I'm gonna see if that's gonna be enough, because I do wanna make this whole pan. I do have some bigger ones back here, but they're not burrito size, but it would be more like I guess like a mini burrito. So I don't wanna make them that big. So hopefully this works out. So what I'm gonna start by doing, I have just a little bit of shredded cheese in the bowl back here. Sometimes I add refried beans also, but tonight I asked what everybody wanted and no one wanted rice on the side. They just wanted refried beans. So I'm not gonna put the beans in here. We're just gonna have a little bit of cheese and the filling. So I'm just gonna I'll show you about how much I'm gonna put in there. I'm gonna do about that much in each one. And then I'm just gonna roll it on here to make it easier. And oh, you know what I forgot to do? I am gonna put a little of this sauce, just a little on the bottom of the pan, because I'm gonna be topping it with that too. So let me get that in there, especially on the corners so it doesn't stick. Let's do that. Not a ton, because I don't like when they get super soggy. Okay, so we'll do that. There we go. And then we're just gonna start laying them in here. I'm looking at the size of this pan, and forgot my cheese. Doesn't matter, can go wherever, because we're gonna end up topping it with more. Looking at the size of this pan, and I don't think I'm gonna have enough of this size, so we'll see what happens. We'll figure it out. Yeah, so now this is like the perfect how I like it. It's not so juicy that it's gonna make it soggy, but there's enough in there so it won't be dry. And being pressure cooked, all the flavor is in there. I've even done this in the slow cooker. So when you're cooking with the salsa and I threw in the jalapenos, it definitely, the flavor is in there. So even if you do have to drain the juice, it's not that big of a deal. So okay, I'm gonna continue filling these, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do the next step. So I didn't have enough of the small shells, so what I did, I already did it with one. I took one of the bigger ones and I cut it in half like that. So I do wanna fill this whole pan, so I don't wanna leave it half empty, and if I don't fill it up, it's not gonna be enough. So I didn't wanna make them that big, so what I'm doing, I'm cutting them in half, and I'm doing it, let's put a little more chicken in there, be stingy. Okay, I'm doing it like this, and then I'm kind of folding this over. Ooh, that's a juicy one. Okay, so I kind of have it like that. So I'm gonna put, I think I can fit one here. And then if I move that over, we can fit one more. So let's do that. So I'm glad I had those extra shells, because I always have extra tortillas, and I usually have plenty of the smaller size. So, but it worked out. So again, I'm just gonna roll it. And I had to change my shirt. I've had my air cranking. It's been 90 degrees here, and it was absolutely freezing in the house. So that's the reason for the wardrobe change. Okay, so this is all done now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna cover it with some more of the sauce. We already have sauce in there, so this is just, for me, I like it just so the top doesn't dry out. I do cover this and bake it this way for about 25 minutes at about 350. And then I like to uncover it and put the cheese on for maybe the last 10 minutes or so to get it melted, because I like to cover it. And if I put the cheese on, then it sticks and it's a mess and it doesn't look nice. So what I will do is, got enough green sauce? Yeah, we got enough sauce. Okay, so that looks good. I'm gonna cover this with foil. I'm gonna put it in the oven, and then we're gonna I'll show you how it looks after that, and then when it's time to put the cheese on, we'll do that too. So I'll see you back here in a little bit. Okay, this came out of the oven. It was in there for almost 25 minutes, and now I'm just going to add the cheese. And once I do that, I'm going to put it back in the oven for anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. I'll probably check it after about 10, and it's going to be uncovered this time because you don't want the cheese sticking to the foil or anything like that. So I'm going to finish putting the cheese on here, and then we're going to come back and see how that looks. So here, I just wanted to show you while that was finishing cooking, I took the leftover chicken, put it in a freezer bag, I marked it and dated it, and I did add some of that extra juice that we had so it wouldn't dry out in the freezer or anything. So now I have that for a whole nother meal. We were prepping the taco meat, and now we actually have another meal that's prepped, and that was totally on accident, but that's a good thing. So I'm going to throw that in the freezer. Okay, so it's all done. I left this in for the full 15 minutes. It looks really good. I'm gonna plate it up and show you what I have. Here's my plate. I have some refried beans on the side. I have some sour cream with green onions, a few tomatoes, and some shredded romaine lettuce. I'll probably top it with a little extra green sauce too. So that's it. I'm really excited to eat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love it if you would. And thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.